transformation is in our love. We've got each other, and God's got us. Power of transformation is in our love. We've got each other, and God's got us.
What up, what up, what up, what's up? It's your boy. Dr. Carter, Pastor Carter, Elder Carter, any kind of Carter you want to call me. Just don't call me collect, you understand me? It's your boy most definitely in the building, you understand me? And I'm on top and I'm going higher. And I'm here with my wonderful, voluptuous, exuberant, brilliant. She's a blessing to me. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Who can find her price? Because her price is far beyond rubies. Yes, she's the most beautifulest woman in the whole wide world. Her smile is beyond a smile of smiles. Her lips is as soft as the ocean of the clouds. Yes. My beautiful, wonderful wife, Ms. Miko Carter.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, good evening, everybody. The introduction take me out every time.
You understand me? But guess what? We're back here with another episode, and we're getting there. We are getting there, and we desire to bring you some of the most hottest topics. I almost said hottest. Some of the most hottest topics out here in the universe. Anything to say?
No, I always let you do the introduction.
Because you're looking at me like I'm Lucky Charm. You understand me? You're looking at me like I'm magically delicious.
Silly you.
All right, wait, you go.
Well, what we talking about today?
I'm asking you.
You don't know what we talking about today?
I know what we're talking about, but you got to say it.
But
I
when you
said
do
it in the
But
introduction.
when you do the introduction, you might as well just go on in and tell people what we talking about.
Well,
All right, I'm
man.
gonna go ahead and do it. I just like so in the beginning, you notice we always have this little battle between the both of us in the beginning. So we gotta keep that going because I think it's kind of
it's you. Yeah, that's you.
I always do that.
You know,
Yeah,
God
no.
is not the author of confusion, but of peace and love in all the churches of the saints. That's what the word says, right? Okay, where we at?
What we talking about? The secrets of happiness.
You got to look talking to Mike, baby.
We're talking about the secrets of happiness.
See, now I got to see if I raise that mic up. You understand? Because I don't want to put it all the way up there. You understand me? But you want to have it just right. That way, your sound gonna come through. That's why I got these headphones. You understand me?
So can you
I
hear me? Do I have to
can-
lean into?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
I can hear you.
So we're talking about the secrets of happiness.
Mhm.
Well, the secrets of a happy relationship. Let me go back. So you know how we do it. We go out. We ask a few questions, and then we of course answer the question. And then we may add a little bit of our own experiences as we have this discussion on this topic,
Mhm.
right? So we're talking about the secrets of happiness, and one of the first question that's being asked is, what are the key elements that contribute to a happy relationship?
Wait a minute now. We ain't gonna just go switch on there. Oh, all right. That's what it is. All right, my bad.
So, well, yeah, that's what the question.
Okay.
But
What-
go ahead.
What are the key elements that contribute to a happy relationship? Because we're getting better. You know, we begin to get our answers and stuff together. You understand me? So, according to Ramon Carter, 2024. A happy relationship is built on a foundation of trust, communication, and mutual respect. Trust allows partners to feel secure and open with each other. Communication helps them navigate challenges together, and mutual respect ensures that both individuals feel valued and understood. Additionally, shared values, a sense of humor, and maintaining individuality while fostering togetherness are also crucial elements, right? So when you talk about those key elements that contribute to a happy relationship, and every time I come across couples, uh, I inform them that communication is, for me, is the number one thing, because if there's no communication, there's no relationships. You ever been around some people, they're in a relationship, but there's no communication? I know, because I've been there. Uh, when one go be at work and come home, and then he or she just go straight doing the normal tasks, the daily tasks. He or she may go straight in the room with the children, bypassing the spouse or the partner in order to go do other things. You mean to tell me you've been away from the partner all day long, and then all of a sudden you pass that partner up? Good morning, baby. Good afternoon, baby. How was your day, baby? How you
So you saying
doing? You understand
they
me?
doing that without saying hello, baby, how you doing, baby?
Yeah,
But they got couples out there that do that.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes, and at the same time, you got to understand this, because maybe that person has had a rough day, right? And so when you know your spouse, when you know your significant other, right? That's why knowledge is very important on getting to know your spouse. You know if he or she is going through something. You can tell if he or she is in the middle of a storm. 9 out of 10, if they came through that door and they didn't say anything, they are in the middle of the storm. And if you are, uh, you really love this person, sometimes it's best not to tell them anything, right? But just go straight in your prayer closet and begin to pray for them immediately. Because 9 out of 10, and I can put, I will put my head on the chopping board. You understand that that person has gone through something, the battles of life on the outside of your home, right? That's why, according to some Asian traditions, when you got to take your shoes off when you come in their house, because you don't want to bring that mess inside of your home. We do that at home. You
Yeah.
understand me? We
That's-
take your
that's-
shoes off at the door. You understand? Matter of fact, because you've been walking around in all kind of foolishness all day. So, foundation of trust, and trust doesn't happen overnight. You understand? You build trust over a period of time. I had the issues. Listen, you gotta build trust. I remember my wife said, "I don't trust you." I'm like, it's understandable, because I have to build that. I have to build the trust. It is not offensive if the person said they don't trust you,
Well,
right? But you
you
shouldn't
shouldn't
take it.
offense
Yeah,
to
you
it
shouldn't
if
take
somebody if
offense
they
to
tell
it.
you
What
that.
you should do at that particular moment is do everything possible in order to get your spouse to trust you, because trust, just like love, it grows over a period of time. Communication, bam, that's a must. And mutual respect. You got to respect his or her opinions. You can agree to disagree. You shouldn't be all head over heels. You shouldn't be y'all about to tear it down. You understand me? It's about to go down like the Titanic or whatever it is. And God doggone it, you understand me? You have to have a sense of humor. I'm the most humorous. No, people may think I'm the most humorous person, but this woman right here, you understand? And I don't want to take this offensive. You understand me? She gets goofy. You understand me? She be head over.
I don't take
Oh
offense
yeah,
to that,
she
because
is.
I am very goofy. I've
Yeah,
been told that all
right
my
before
life.
this stuff here happened, and before we started recording, she was doing something that's out of the ordinary. I'm like, really? So really, when
And
I'm the
yesterday when we were driving home from church, I had I mean, Sunday when we were driving home from church, what I was doing, we was riding and I was doing something. I think I had my little mean face on, just quiet.
Yeah,
quiet.
she
Then
was
out the
just
blue,
quiet. She
I
was
started
like
thinking,
she up there with a tight face, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you?
I-
It ain't nothing." And then she was just like mean mug. She pulled off a Kanye West. That's what she did.
oh wait, I didn't do that. No, I didn't.
Her
Don't
face
make
was
those
tight.
faces.
You understand me? It was tight as butt cheeks. But anyway, what you got to say about that?
No, but I was just telling you to. I was just telling you to talk about that yesterday because you made a comment about it when I was doing it. I had a mean face, and then I went straight from the mean face to singing the song and was jamming. You were like, hey, you was just looking like you was mad about something. That's just how I be looking.
Talk
I
about.
don't be mad.
I like that song.
That's one of my favorite songs. I forgot what it was though, but
But sometimes music is medicine to the soul. People got to understand that. She like her some of her ratchet music.
wait, hold up. We got to pause right there because I do not like ratchet music.
I'm like that old school that you know.
Man, I don't like no ratchet music.
Well,
Be for real.
okay.
So, what ratchet music I like? Tell me. 'Cause
That
I
song
just
you was
about-
listening to.
That wasn't ratchet.
That was a little hood song.
But
It
that
was a
wasn't-
hood
That
song.
wasn't ratchet. What song that wasn't a ratchet
It was
song?
it was a hood song. It was on the radio.
But
it
it
was-
wasn't a ratchet song.
Now, for me, I like classical music. I like Beethoven. I like Bach. I like Tchaikovsky. I like Handel. You understand? I love classical music. I love Mozart. I love symphonies. I love the opera. Right? I love opera. Right? You can say, "Pour du sol, du sol."
But see, let me say this. I used to think that was weird. I used to think that was weird that you used to listen to that kind of music. I'm like, well, but that's where the balance came in because, like, when I'm in the study room and I put the music on the classical music.
Wait a
it
minute.
actu-
Where you be at? Huh? In the study room?
Study room, yeah.
Oh, what you call it?
I just said a study. Well, it's a study room when I'm going in there and study.
What
And it's
what's
a
the other name?
serenity room when I'm going in there for.
All right. So it's a serenity room. So
But it was a study room for what I was going in there for.
so it's called a serenity room, right? That my wife I had an office. Yes, I had an office at one point in time, and then my wife moved in. I had an office, desk, huge space, lots of space. And then my wife she moved me to the other side, and then she moved me into my office that's in the bedroom. Then she moved her office into the bedroom, right? And then the other room that we had,
The extra
th-
room.
we had an
yeah.
extra room, was a guest room or whatever. We took the bed out, and she turned that into her serenity room. Talking about, babe, it's ours. Ain't nothing about me in the room. You understand me?
That's not the truth, y'all.
It's,
That's not
it's
the
her
truth.
room.
It's not the truth. Now tell me this. I'm a real girly girl, right? I have navy blue and gray inside of that room. Now, if that's not giving you a little bit of something, and he's a Cowboy fan, I do not like the Cowboys at all. And I
So the-
actually took the initiative to add blue and gray to that room. There's no touch of pink, no touch of anything feminine other than the fact that the gray curtains have pearls on it.
It's all good. That's all
And
neighborhood.
I have some blue flowers, but that room is very universal. Like a man or a woman can go in there and be in a relaxed mood. So, I mean, I don't think that's fair for you to say that I just took the room and created it as mine. When we both can use,
That
you
what you
was just in there,
so
sweetheart.
so tell me, go to what's else? Go to the next one.
All right. Well, next question. How important is communication in maintaining a happy relationship? So, go ahead, because I know.
You go.
Okay, so communication is very vital. It's the bridge that connects the partner, allows them to express their feelings, needs, and concerns openly. Effective communication helps prevent misunderstanding It resolves conflicts and deepens the emotional bond. It's not about talking, but also listening and understanding each other's perspective. Now, when it comes to communication, right? It talks about how it deepens the emotional bond. It does. But that's when you should be able to talk to your spouse about any and everything. I don't care what it is, right? Everybody should have that. Everybody should be able to talk to their spouse about any and everything. So therefore, you may have to even you have to build your relationship and your communication to that point to where you can. You should be able to talk about any and everything, right? So it shouldn't be where you can only talk about certain things with your best friend, but you can't discuss it with your husband or you can't discuss it with your wife. You know, I know they got certain bro conversation that's just for the bros and certain girl conversation that's just for the girls. I get that. But outside of that particular type of conversation where, you know, it's just a bro thing or a girl thing, you should be able to discuss almost openly anything with your spouse. Right?
You finished? So, as you beautifully expounded on how important is communication and maintaining that relationship, I just talked about that when I asked the first question about communication. Communication is a major factor in having a happy relationship. Where there's no communication, there is no relationship. That's just like in Christendom, within the church. A lot of people say, "I love God." You don't love God. What's up with you, right? They
Wait, who
said
said that?
no. That's what people. That's what's the song, Mary, Mary.
Okay.
And so,
I was confused. Like, what?
and so, so therefore, people go to church, say they love God, but they're Sunday worshipers, Sunday seat fillers. I'm not going to even say worshiper because a worshiper doesn't just occur on a Sunday. And as I'm always talking, I'm going to always refer to the church, right? Me being within leadership in the church, I have to always refer to the church or whatever. But a lot of people say they love God, but then there's no communication with God. So whenever opposition comes their way, they're unable to stand or they're wavering. When the storms of life come, or the winds of life come, they go about with every word that comes through. Oh, let me go get a word over here. Oh, let me go get a word over there. A lot of people are just church hoppers. A lot of people are conference hoppers, and they don't have no communication with God whatsoever. And watch this. Watch this. There's a lot in the pulpit expounding on the word of God, but yet living their lives lasciviously, living their lives ungodly, because they're not communicating with God. See, the enemy knows the word, and so if he knows the word, you know, he can easily manipulate those who are not in the word to his own benefit. You have to have a communication. That's why in what that is, Joshua 1:8 studied day and night shall I meditate on and study on the word of God. As a matter of fact, I don't want to give you the wrong thing, but I know what it is. Joshua chapter 1:8. It says, study the word day and night. And I'm gonna get it right. You understand me? Don't judge me. You understand? Sometimes when you ain't in the god doggone, you know, them things there is you ain't been looking at it. Oh, here you go. This book of the law shall not depart out your mouth, but you shall meditate therein day and night, and thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it right here from the New Living Translation, right? Watch this. This is how it says in the New Living Translation. You understand? Verse 7, Joshua chapter 1. It says, verse 7, starting at verse 7. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the instructions Moses gave you, right? Do not deviate from them. Turn it either to the right or to the left. Then you will be successful in everything you do. Now, verse 8, it says, study this book of instruction continually. Do they say this studying on a Sunday morning? No, just studying on a Monday, on a Tuesday. No, it says continually, meaning that's a verb. It shows action. That means you're doing this. He said, meditate on it day and night, so you will be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then, after you then study continually, will you prosper and succeed in all that you do. When you're communicating with your spouse, you understand me, and you're communicating continually, guess what? Let me tell you something. It's gonna build a stronger, a happy relationship. Why? Because there's constant communication. You're constantly getting to know one another continually, not on one day out of the week. When you're in a relationship with your spouse, it can't just be one day out of the week. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be a minute, a second out of the day. It has to be 24/7. It has to be 7 days a week. You understand me? It has to be 365 days a year. Once you make that commitment, it's a lifetime commitment. And when there's no communication, that relationship ain't going nowhere. It ain't gonna go nowhere. That's why you have, just like you studying the word, and that's the comparison I made. When you're studying God's word, you're in constant communication with God. Every time you pick up that word, you are communicating with God. Just like every day you talk with your spouse, your significant other, what you're doing, you're communicating with that significant other. And if you have any questions, type them in the chat. Praise the Lord.
So I remember, I don't think we ever had issues with communication, but I do believe we had some issues where we had effective communication. But that's something. So you may have a spouse that communicate, but they don't effectively
Communicated.
communicate, which is
Really explanation, communicating effectively, meaning, and you communicate effectively by getting to know that person, being real careful with your wording, right? You can't just say what you want to say without in an offensive way, if that makes any sense. But when you communicate, you want it to be effective, right? You don't want to say it in a demeaning type of way whereby, it makes your person feel bad about his or herself. You want them, oh, okay, all right, I get it. Because 9 out of 10, they don't get it in the beginning, but after you explain to them, like, oh, I see.
Okay.
So,
So I think you about to go to.
okay, here's one. Can conflicts be a sign of a healthy relationship? And before I elaborate on that,
Absolutely.
conflicts, I'm going to read it first. Can conflicts be a sign of a healthy relationship? Okay. And the answer is yes. What did you mean? Yes. Conflicts are a natural part of any relationship and can be a sign of a healthy relationship when handled constructively. Don't miss that. When handled constructively. Disagreements provide opportunities for growth and understanding, allowing partners to learn more about each other's needs and boundaries. The key is to approach conflicts with a mindset of resolution and compromise rather than confrontation. As we just talked about, you have to be real mindful. What you say, how you say it, when you say it. You understand me? Because there's no perfect couple,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
the conflict comes out of ignorance. And being ignorant meaning that somebody don't know. And so if I have an issue with my wife, I don't want my issue to bombard her in a way where I disregard her feelings, but I have to give an elaborate explanation to her if I say anything. Whatever it is that I say, I got to be real mindful, as I just stated, of my wording. Words, just like, all right, check this out. I remember there was some years ago, and my daughter was texting me, Dad, and I text her back in all capitalized letters. She texted me back with a bunch of crying faces. Why you howling? I'm like, what the hell? What you mean howling?
Mm.
I did not know. When you're communicating visual via text, what that means is that when you capitalize all your letters, that means you're screaming. And so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I ain't mean that I was screaming, right? So it's all good. And so therefore, conflicts can be a sign of healthy relationships. When you know better, you do better, right? And so therefore, we can agree to disagree, but at the same time, if I disagree with what she said, you understand? I'm giving an explanation on my why. If I'm giving an explanation on my why, then she'll be like, oh, I see.
And for me, when it comes to conflicts, I always try to use every situation as a teachable moment. Like I don't like to have I don't like to look at it as a conflict, even though sometimes that's what it appears to be. I try to use it and make sure that it's a teachable moment for the both of us. So whatever the situation is, I turn it into a teachable moment where we both can learn from whatever the conflict is.
Mm-hmm. True that.
Do you agree that I do that though?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you saying it like that? You like, mm-hmm. No,
Yeah.
seriously, do you agree that I do that?
And-
Honestly.
well, and sometimes you have and sometimes you haven't,
Okay.
and vice versa,
Right.
right? Again,
Mhm.
it goes back to us getting to the knowledge, getting to know one another over a period of time. I was just looking at the date, right?
Right.
The other day, I'm like, dang, we are almost 4 years in.
Right.
Right? Time goes by so fast,
Mhm.
and we're getting to know a lot of stuff I used to do. I don't do it anymore. You understand? There was a time I used to like all the pictures on the social media. I don't do that anymore. I still like pictures, right? But I got to be real mindful of the pictures that I'm liking, if that makes any sense. Because sometimes my like may come off a different way on the person picture that I'm liking, and they may be thinking that I'm liking them. You understand me? I'm like, oh no, baby, I don't like you. Yeah.
Mhm. So since you was talking about the time that we've been together, it's been quite some time. So how do couples maintain a strong connection over a period of time? How do you do that?
Um, and I would always go to maintaining a strong connection requires effort and intentionality.
Mhm.
Effort and intentionality. Maintaining strong connection, and I'm going to keep on saying this, requires effort and intentionality. Couples can stay connected by prioritizing quality time together,
Mhm.
continuing to date each other, and keeping the romance alive. Regularly expressing love and appreciation, setting shared goals, and creating new experiences together also help in sustaining the connection. It's also important to adapt and grow together as individuals and as a couples, right? So we're growing together and we're growing separate from each other as well individually, because a lot of stuff that I used to do, I no longer do. A lot of stuff she used to do, she no longer do. And we're creating memorable moments. Like when we went to Africa, I'm still thinking like, dang, we was in Africa last year. You understand me? That time go by so fast. You understand me? It's about time to go back to the motherland. You understand me? We're creating memorable moments. You know what I'm saying? And what I said, effort. Effort. When you putting in the effort, maintaining a strong connection requires effort. What is the effort that you're doing? What is your intention behind what it is that you're doing? It's like when you're pursuing your significant other, when y'all just a little boyfriend, girlfriend thing, you understand me? You know, how much effort are you putting in that? How much effort are you putting into obtain that person's love? Because obtaining that person's love is not going to happen overnight. But when you put the effort in, whoosh, whoosh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, when you're putting in the effort to obtain that in which you want, you understand me, it's going to be beautiful thing, you understand me? It's going to be so beautiful, and you got to have your intentions. What are your intentions? My intention is to get her. You understand me? You understand? But a lot of people have intentions, but just because you have intentions doesn't always carry out. You understand? I can have intentions that I won't get her, you understand me? But at the same time, somewhere along the line, I can miss it. I can miss
So
the
you
mark.
can have intentions on getting her, but what are you going to do to keep her?
I'm going to keep her happy. It's like you smiling right now. You understand me? What you got? And some people be thinking like, just because you're putting it down, that's gonna keep her. Man, get away from me with that fooling, partner. Just because you laying it down, that is not gonna keep her. You understand me? Because just like you laying it down, they got somebody else who can lay it down too. You understand me? Wait, what you say?
Not that I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Oh, she's choking, you understand me? She ain't going nowhere, you understand me? You just got to know who it is that landed down and putting
Hey,
it down,
stop
you
it.
understand
Would
me?
you stop it,
I'm trying
sir?
to tell you, that's what the word just said. The word said that. The word on the paper,
Officer.
not the Bible, but the word
Officer.
on the paper.
Officer,
You
come and get
understand?
him. Officer. See, when you start doing that, I'm going to just call for an officer to come get you. I'm going to just call for an officer. Come get him, officer.
I need to put some sirens on this thing. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, please, because that's my new thing. I'm going to call for the officer. Officer, come get him. All right. So, next thing, what role does forgiveness play in a happy relationship?
What role
Mm-hmm.
does forgiveness play in a happy relationship?
That's the question. Yeah.
Forgiveness is essential in a happy relationship. No one is perfect, and mistakes are inevitable. Being able to forgive helps partners move past hurt, and resentment, allowing the relationship to heal and grow stronger. It's about understanding that the relationship is more important than being right or holding on to grudges. So forgiveness plays a very important role, you understand me? You got to really some people, I remember I heard the word, you got to forgive to forget, forget to forget, however they said it. But no matter what a person has done, you have to understand forgiveness. We may not get it right the first time. We may not get it right the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time. Because you got to understand, when two people are coming together, right? Each individual had a past. Each individual did something that they don't want nobody to know. You understand me? And if all of your dirt can come up and be pulled up on the screen, you understand me? And you can look at, hey, baby, I forgive you. I don't even want to know about some stuff in my wife's past. You understand me? Whatever happened, it happened. You understand me? I don't want to know what happened in her past. She asked me some questions. My past ain't a secret either. You know what I'm saying? But I leave the past the past. You understand me? I know Ramon Carter wasn't that nice back in the days. You understand me? Some years ago. You understand? I done did some stuff. You understand me? I ain't did nothing illegal. Well, I did some illegal stuff. You understand me? But that was a part of my life. I wasn't saved. I wasn't sanctified either. I ain't even know God.
But-
You understand me?
but I
You don't
think-
love God? What's wrong
I
with
think-
you? So,
What I think just happened was you took a curve, right? A curve, because we're really trying to figure out like forgiveness inside of the relationship that you're currently in. How do we forgive inside of the relationship that we're currently in? So,
I ain't curvy. I know what I was doing.
okay.
But I was gonna come back to it.
Okay, it felt like a little curveball to me, so I just.
But it all
okay.
it all played it all slide
plays
me
a
into
very-
home base. You
Gotcha.
understand me?
Okay,
To see
good.
how you touch that
So-
leg right there. You understand me?
I'm
It
not
all-
gonna touch you no more since you acting silly. I'm gonna call the police for you again. Get the sirens running. But no, seriously though. But it's like forgiving inside of the relationship. So every time you have a conflict, right? And depending on what the conflict is, right, you have to decide whether or not
Okay.
I know I am. You have to decide whether or not this particular situation is called for forgiveness, you know? And if it is, you have to, whether you want to or not, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. It's just a normal thing that you have to do. I mean, it's just people don't like to do it, but you have to. And then holding on to something and not forgiving the person, all it's gonna do is when another conflict come about, you're gonna just bring that same situation up, and then it's gonna be a problem added to the problem that you're already having, and that's not gonna be good. So the best thing to do is forgive and forget. You know, it's a saying that I think he was trying to say earlier was, I'll forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget. When you married, and this is just my belief, you need to forgive and forget it. Like, forget about it. Don't even think about it, just forget about it. And that's what I try to do. So when we have a conflict or a situation that happens between me and him, what I like to do, and he can expound on it a little bit if he want to, I would take a little box. We have a invisible box in our room on the side of the bed. And if it's something that needs to be thrown out and forgotten about and not talked about ever again, then we'll put it inside the little box and close it up. That's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was good. So
So we need
So-
to go
so-
touch a little after you say what you said.
all right. So you have to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? God forgave you. Yeah, God forgave you. God has forgiven all of us, right? And no matter what a person has done, and people can do some horrible things, but in order for you to move forward, you cannot hold grudges, right? You can forgive the person. Just because I forgive you now, don't mean I gotta continue messing with you, because I'm gonna cut you off. You understand me? If you,
And he
I
just
can
saying
cut you
that
off.
it's not a cutoff.
No, listen to me clearly.
I'm
It's
listening.
not a cutoff, right? But it is a cutoff. It is a cutoff because I can forgive you. We can be in the same room. We can talk it, everything. But as far as if you was a person and we were close, real close, and you did, it has to really be something, and this never happened to me in my life. It has to be something really out of order. Now, this say, hypothetically, that a person you know killed, murdered your somebody close to you, right? I forgive you because you never know what's going on in that particular moment. You understand me? Yeah, I forgive you, but you got to deal with that. You understand me? I'm like, I pray for you and everything. But, you know, we used to, I can't do that. You know, that's just me. I'm a forgive you though. Love you, but we ain't gotta be together. We ain't gotta be friends.
Right.
You understand?
I understand what
Yeah,
you're saying.
you know, that's like
Exactly.
that's with anything. I can deal with a person. I forgive a lot of people, but my circle is small. You understand?
Yeah.
All those people who may have did offense or whatever, because guess what? The song is true. They smile in your face. All around trying to take you place to backstab
You're so
us.
silly.
You understand me? So I forgive. I forgive many, and I don't care. Just because they're related to you does not necessarily mean they can relate to you. Let that marinate in your spirit. Just because they are related to you doesn't necessarily, and none of my family has ever done me wrong. You understand me? All my family good. You understand me? My family, they a little crazy, a little throwed off, but I love each and every last one of them. Praise the Lord. Jesus wept. That what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. We can go to a commercial break.
All right. What you going to? Praise the Lord. We're going to go to this quick commercial
What's up,
break
beautiful
right
people? I'm Miko Carter.
And I'm Dr. Ramon Carter. And listen, we are honored to be a part of the Rib Syndicate's Power Couples Unite happening July 26th. This isn't your typical couples event. This is a movement designed for married couples, engaged couples, or even couples dreaming of building a business together.
Exactly. If you're tired of surviving and ready to start thriving in love, in leadership, in business, this event is going to shift the way you see partnership.
Expect real tools, real talks, and real transformation. Ain't nothing surface level about this. You'll laugh, you'll grow, you'll build with other powerhouse couples on the same mission
This is your moment.
to reignite, to refocus, and rebuild together. Check out the site www.theribsyndicate.org and secure your spot.
Let's unite and thrive.
See y'all July
This
26th.
concludes our episode.
Baby,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What you talking about?
Well, I got one more. I got one more. Well, I got another one. How does maintaining a sense of humor contribute to a happy relationship?
How does it?
How does maintaining the sense of humor contribute to the happy relationship? No, as we were just saying, and we sitting up here, right? A sense of humor is a powerful tool in a happy relationship. It helps couples navigate difficult times with grace and keeps the atmosphere light and enjoyable. Laughing together fosters a positive connection and allows partners to see the brighter side of life. Even during challenging moments, it also reduces stress and creates shared memories that strengthen the bond. You understand? And I always try to keep, I'm the one who always doing a lot of trying to keep it laughing and everything, because she can get tough. You understand me? This woman right here can get tough right here. I ain't talking about nobody, but she can get a little tough, and I gotta work overtime, you know what I'm saying, to deal with her. You understand? But I thank God for giving me the grace and the patience in order to deal with my phenomenal woman. You understand me? My virtuous woman, my wife. You understand me? My good thing, my boo. You understand me? She's my boo, my boo. That was Usher's song? It was my boo. Oh, all right. Say it was a good my boo is so
No, you can't do that if you don't know
my
the song. Stop.
time. All right. What else?
That's it.
Well, you know what I'm saying. We just,
So we just want to thank you guys for rocking out with us. If you have not subscribed to our channel, do not miss this. Doing no, do that. Yes, there you go. If you have not subscribed to our channel, don't miss out.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our channel, and don't just subscribe. Hit that like and share button. Another thing you need to do is, once you subscribe, you're gonna get a notification every week. We on here and we talking about discussions for relationships and marriage. Tune you don't want to miss the next episode. Don't miss it. Come and join this podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. Y'all have y'all a wonderful, blessed, super fantastic day. And we are out.